Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to Funky Monkey MMA.
Welcome to another edition of the Funky Monkey MMA Radio. I am Rob Mead, joined today by Freddie Rodriguez. How you doing today?
Real good, Rob. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Today we got on the show Kelly Fierce. Let's talk a little bit about him. He just came out with a new single called Rise, Immortal Rise. And, you know, I've been playing that thing over and over again. It's an awesome song. If you haven't heard it yet, we're going to play it on here for you today. Kelly, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Rob. How you doing, my man?
Doing awesome, man. Doing awesome. So, to start off, I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to get into music originally?
Well, it's probably one of the same things that inspire people to get into MMA and stuff. You know, it's just one of those things that you kind of get in your blood, and you kind of see other people doing it. It excites you, and you know, we kind of all have that inner piece or inner thing inside of us that just feels like it wants to get out. And as I was growing up, I always played sports. You know, I was always I actually played some football at Ohio State, and you know, I took the athletic route and did the whole college thing and all that. You know, the things that you're supposed to do, you know, your parents tell you you're supposed to do. But, like, deep inside, I always wanted to just get on stage and freaking rock out. And I never thought that I could really pull it off. And actually, it wasn't until, like, later on in life, till just, like, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I had some opportunities come up to do some music with a couple of great musicians that were from the band Evanescence, a guy by the name of John LeCompte. And he was a guitar player with Evanescence, and Rocky Gray, who's a drummer for Evanescence, and another friend of mine named Phil Taylor, who was in a band called Future Leaders of the World. And we just kind of got together. I had some ideas for some songs, and we sat down and started cranking out a few songs. And the next thing I know, we had a whole record. And I have a really good friend of mine in the band, a band called Tesla. Do you remember a band called Tesla?
I've heard of them before.
Yeah. It's kind of an old rock band from the 80s. I'm sure you got some listeners out there that love them some Tesla, but got the music in front of those guys, and before I knew it, I was, you know, I'm just a guy from Midwest, from Columbus, Ohio, and before I knew it, they had plugged me up with a band out of Oakland, California, a bunch of 22-year-old thugs, and the next thing I knew, I was kind of out on the road. So everything kind of happened really fast, and you know, it's an inspirational story just because, you know, I think it shows that no matter where we are at in our life, that our dreams, you know, the things that we really want to do are never really that far out of reach if we kind of go after them. And you're never too old to go after those dreams.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I like that. You know, listening to your song, of course, you know, everybody hears something in a song and they hear what they want to hear and they make their interpretation. Kind of brings me back to Hotel California and what's that song about. Is there a personal meaning? Is there like a secret meaning behind this song?
Yeah, I think Rise, it's really weird. You know, for some reason, a lot of things that have kind of happened in my life, you know, seem to, you know, when I kind of get out of my own way and don't try to push things and just kind of let everything kind of unfold, everything kind of falls into place. And this song was, it was weird because it was probably, I had the music written for this song for probably over a year. And I knew that I wanted it to have some type of a fight kind of inspiration behind it. But I just kind of wasn't feeling it, you know, and I'd say probably 6 or 7 months ago, because I tried to, you know, hook up with a trainer, try to work out every day. I'm far from being, I like going through MMA fitness stuff to try to be in shape, but there's just no way I would ever even pretend for a second that I could get in there and actually do it for real. But I happened to be training at a gym that Matt was at, Matt Brown, and I'd always kind of been a fan of his, and just finally getting to watch him and just watching his work ethic in there, everything just, it literally fell into place for me within about a week or two. You know, the inspiration behind the song kind of came from that, the Immortal, you know, him being Immortal Rise, Immortal Rise, coming, you know, Matt's had his own share of struggles in life that I'm sure, you know, he's probably talked about before. I've had mine that were very similar, And I think the message behind it is simply, just don't give up. Don't give up, and perseverance, and, the victory is in the struggle. You don't necessarily have to be the champion. You don't have to win every single time to be successful.
Yeah, that's a really good point as well. So you mentioned a minute ago you played football at Ohio State.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. I won't go back how far it was, but I played quarterback there for almost like a year and a half, 2 years, and I transferred to University of Dayton, and I finished up playing down there, and I went on to get a graduate degree, and got into working in kind of that justice and treatment field, helping people, helping probation officers, helping people like that recover from addiction, and and do those types of things. So that's kind of my, in addition to the music thing that I do, I also work closely. I have a drug testing company that I work, on my own with, and they kind of both, the music and the drug testing kind of go hand in hand with me, and it's kind of a cool setup.
Yeah, it does. I was going to give you some crap because I'm a Michigan fan, but I will get away from that. But so you were talking about your therapeutic things that you work with the correction officers, and it brings up music as therapy. Speak to how that can help in a situation, because I know there have been times in my life where obviously everybody's gone through their own tribulations, but music has been a big part of bringing me back. Including getting psyched up for a fight, or getting over a breakup or something like that. How does that work in your professional life?
You said that. I couldn't have said it any better. When I sit back and I look at all the breakups, all the ups and downs, all the highs and lows in life, the one thing that has been consistent is music. That song or that band or that that sound or whatever, that no matter if we're too high, it brings us down, and if we're too low, it can kind of mellow us out. And I don't want to sound like a sissy using the term abandoned, but music will never abandon you. It's always there, and I think it's truly a gift from God that we use music to kind of get us through our everyday life, and it's a really cool release.
Yeah, amen to that. I know there's been plenty of times where there's a song that reminds me of a time in my life where something happened or a significant event. I was actually talking about that with somebody else this week and thought about that. So Rise, Immortal Rise, you're hoping somebody's going to take this on and use it as their entrance music?
Oh, well, if possible. I know a lot of fighters, because I wrote, the song was it's kind of like inspired by Matt, and Matt's he's not really a superstitious guy, but he has his walkout music. And when you've won 5 in a row, you probably don't want to mess with that, So I don't know, it would be nice to have someone come out and walk out to it, or, that's all that kind of stuff is just kind of, I don't really have any control over it, but I would certainly, to me it's more important just to kind of get the message out there that, we tried really hard with this video when I produced the video to make the work with the director. There's 2 directors by the name of Paul Cunningham and Jake Bain that I worked with on this video too. But it was really important for us to kind of not be like a poster, ad for bullying, but just to kind of raise awareness that MMA is a great channel and a great outlet for kids to channel some emotions and behaviors that they have. So it was important to kind of tie that into it.
That sounds great. Well, what we should do? We should probably play the song for everybody to hear, then we can talk about it a little bit more after that. How's that sound?
Rock it out!
Put that on for us, Claire.
American pride, you wouldn't question where he comes from.
Rise, Immortal Rise by our guest tonight, Kelly Fierce.
Yeah, if nothing else, man, you got to have that one cranking live in the gym when you're beating the shit out of those bags. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you got me pumped up. I got it in my living room. I might have hit it a couple times while I was watching. We need to get Matt on the show here and talk about being in the video, but how was it to work with Matt making that video?
Man, for some reason, when I'm around Matt, I'm just intimidated, man. I don't know. He's just a normal guy. He's just a normal everyday guy, and for whatever reason, I was all nervous and shit every time I wanted to talk to him, but he's such a busy guy now. He's got so much stuff going on, and so focused on his ultimate goal. We just kind of had to work around some scheduling and getting him in there. But I tell you, when we actually got to the fight scenes, everything came together great. We worked, we did most of the scenes at a place called Scrap House MMA. It's Carlos. What's Carlos's last name? Well, it's a place called Scrap House MMA. Carlos is going to kill me for not remembering his last name on the spot here like that. But it's one of Matt's trainers. But we, everything came together there. Dan came, Dan Spawn, Dan the Dragon Spawn from Bellator. He played a big part. Actually, was probably the main character in the movie or in the video. And we had several local here in Columbus. We have the rock station. It's definitely the best rock station in the country. Is 99.7 The Blitz, and we had Jeremy Loper, who's also big into MMA, and Ronnie Hunter, who's a DJ. We had them. They played a big part in the video, and the day that we were able to shoot that, everything kind of came together. Everybody cleared their schedules, and we just got it done.
It sounds like a good time. So what do we have next? What's coming up on the horizon for you? Did we lose you, Kelly?
Yes, I think we might have lost him there.
Sounded like it. Hopefully we get him back here before our time is up, because we want to hear his picks on the Chael Sonnen Shogun fight card coming up this weekend. Maybe we should do our picks before he gets on here so we don't get to hear him.
Absolutely. So,
who do we have first? What's up first?
Got the main event, man. Mauricio Shogun Rua versus Chael Sonnen. I don't know who to choose in that fight, but I'm going to have to go with Chael in this one.
I'm with you. I'm picking Chael as well. And I don't think Shogun's going to be able to stop that takedown. I don't care if he's working with Freddie Roach on boxing. I actually think that's going to hurt him in this fight. Just going to give Chael more of a focus on taking him down. If he can't stop Chael from taking him down, it's going to be a long night for him.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Kelly back on the line, I believe.
Sorry about that, guys.
No problem, Kelly.
You're good.
Yeah. So, were you saying about what's next?
Yeah. What's next for you?
Well, we're gonna actually, try to spend some time promoting this song, promoting the video. But the goal is, I have a whole new record that's going to be coming out, and I kind of wanted to take a different approach with this one rather than. As you guys know, you've seen how the music industry's kind of really changed over the years on how things work. And I just want to put out like a new single, try to put out a single every few months and, and have some type of a meaningful video kind of attached to it. So we're planning on doing the next one, shooting the next video in October. And down in Florida, if any of you guys are there and, want to come to the beach and hang out, come on.
Yeah, I don't think we can say no to that. If we're down there, we'll definitely come down, hang out, and as long as you play that song for me again.
But yep, so that's it.
Kelly, do you have any tour dates planned?
No, what we're going to do, again, it's another one of those things with the way the kind of industry is it's really expensive to kind of get out there and actually tour, so what we're kind of hoping to do is see how things go with this single and see how things go with the video and if we can find a place that wants to have us come and rock out and play, we'll definitely do that. And the nice thing is, when I go out on the road this time around, hopefully we'll be able to have John from Evanescence and Rocky from Evanescence kind of playing with me, and we'll definitely make sure that it's a great show for everybody.
Absolutely. Next time you're playing, and just let me know.
Will do.
There's a great big bar here in a club here in Fort Wayne called Pierre's. They have a lot of live bands here. I want to check into them so I can come see you.
Yep. I've been to Pierre's a couple times. That place definitely rocks. For
sure. I think we're to the point now we want to see if we can get you to make some picks on the card.
Okay.
It's going to be a new segment that we do on the Funky Monkey. Everybody comes on. We're going to have them make some picks. We'll keep track of how well you do throughout the year, and at the end of the year, we're going to pick a champion.
Sweet.
So you are our first challenger tonight. We're going to have 5 fights for you to pick, the main event and 4 other fights. If you're not sure who anybody is, just pick by color.
Okay.
Let's start with the main event. You got Shogun Rua versus Chael Sonnen. Who you got in that?
I'm not a big fan of either one of those guys, but I'm gonna have to go with Rua.
So you're taking Shogun on that one, okay?
Yeah.
All right. The next one we're gonna do is Uriah Hall versus John Howard.
Well, is this Uriah Hall's first fight since the Ultimate Fighter?
This is his first fight since losing the Ultimate Fighter to Kelvin Gastelum.
I wasn't very impressed with that fight there on the Ultimate Fighter. It almost seemed like WWE to me, but because that Uriah Hall is one bad dude, and I wouldn't want to be on the other end of his punches on Saturday night, or those kicks. So I'm going to go with Hall.
No doubt.
First round knockout.
You even call him a first round knockout?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, we got Alistair Overeem and Travis Brown.
Which is Travis? This sounds like a name that's going to win Saturday, so Travis.
We'll take that one. All right, Yuri Alcantara versus Uriah Faber.
Got to go with the California kid on that one.
That would be my pick as well. And last but not least, I don't know if you know this guy, Matt Brown is fighting Mike Pyle.
I didn't know Gomer Pyle was still alive. I'm going to have to go with the Immortal on that one.
All right, there you have it. There's Keith's picks for this fight, and we'll see how that works out. We got a few minutes left in the show. Do you want to give a shout-out to some people, thank some people for your video, whatever you want to do, sponsors, whatever? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd love to. I want to thank Swollen Knuckle Clothing. If you guys go to kellyfierce.com, there's a limited edition MMA shirts that for guys and girls. That's at the Rise, Immortal Rise, and Swollen Knuckle Clothing shirts. I'd love to thank 99.7 The Blitz, Ronnie Hunter, and Jeremy Loper. Also want to thank Matt and Dan Spawn and Cameron Bachman for being in the video. Cameron's a young actor from Ohio that is really up and coming. Has been in actually had a small scene in the Hunger Games and had a couple shots with in Homeland and a couple other movies that are coming out. And I also want to thank the two guys that really made this video possible, and that's Jake Boehm and Paulie Cunningham. And I want to thank you guys for reaching out and having me on here and having a discussion about this stuff. I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
No doubt. We'd like to have you back on sometime. You got another release. Maybe we can get some fighters interested in using his walkout music. Anybody who wants to contact you to maybe book you or use your song as walkout music, how would they get a hold of you?
They can just go to the kellyfierce.com site or through Facebook is probably the easiest way to get a hold of people nowadays. It's at Kelly Fierce, Fierce, and heck yeah, I would love to have some guys if they want to come out to that song or any of I have a whole on the video or on the web page. There's some other songs there, and from the first record that I have a couple fighters in the area that come out to some of the songs off of that record. There's some real power hit ones in there too. Called Last Call, Bounce Back, Overrated. Those are all some pretty cool rockin' songs of mine from the first record.
And maybe next time we have you on, we can play a couple more of your tracks.
I would love that.
I also love the fact that you keep calling them records, like back in the old days. It's showing that we might be in the same generation.
Yeah, I don't know what else to call them anymore. MP3s or, singles or tracks. Tracks is kind of the big word that they kind of use now. But I like records. It just sounds more personable.
I still like how vinyl sounds, man. I still like when you put on the needle on the record and, you hear the crackle. To me, it just sounds like a more true sound.
It is. It's warm. The music today, that's a lot of that stuff that's done on the computers. You can really tell it's a little bit harsher on the ears.
I agree with you 100%.
All right, well, thank you for coming on today, Kelly, man. We appreciate it. We'd love to have you back on.
I appreciate it too, guys. And Rise, Immortal Rise.
Right on.
Have a good one, man.
Here.
So do we want to finish making
quick.
up, or do you want to thank some sponsors and we'll take care of our picks on the side?
Real quick, we can do the picks real quick. That's fine.
All right. So I already picked Chael Sonnen. And let's see, I'm going to pick Uriah Faber as well against Yuri Alcantara. I'm just going to be obstinate because Matt Brown's not on my show yet. I'm going to go ahead and pick Mike Pyle for an upset. No offense, Matt. And I'm not going to bet against Uriah Hall. That spinning back hit was scary. I want no part of that. I'll take that. And I'll take Travis Brown as well in that fight.
Right on. Let's see here. I'll go with Sonnen. Travis Brown. I think Faber's going to take it, but Yuri, he's a great fighter, so that's going to be a very interesting fight, and I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one on the card, really.
Yeah, absolutely. That has potential to be fight of the night right there.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Matt, who you got?
Man, I got to go with Matt Brown. He represents Ohio. Can't go against that.
Right on. All right, the Ultimate Fighter monster Uriah Hall versus the hometown boy John Howard.
This is John Howard's return to the UFC. Man, I'm looking forward to this one. And Uriah Hall, he's a great fighter, but I wasn't too impressed with his last performance. So I'm going to have to go with John Howard on this one.
Right on. I think we only have one different where I picked Mike Pyle, but I was just doing that to be obstinate. Give me a good card. So you want to thank some sponsors?
Absolutely. First of all, we'd like to thank KOBK Fighter. You can check them out over at KOBKfighter.com. They got some badass $10 T-shirts, some awesome key shorts. You can check us out on Funky Monkey on the Facebook or whatever, Facebook.com/The Funky Monkey MMA. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, you can email us at funkymonkeymma@gmail.com. And Fred, if you'd like to KOBK.
Actually, I was going to come up and talk about our new sponsor, Nine Dragons Fight Shop. It's out in Salt Lake City, Utah. Check them out at 9dragonsfightshop.com. They are a retail store that is in Salt Lake, Utah, 45 Senior Way. They have some nice shorts, everything you can think of to be an MMA fighter in Salt Lake City. They're the only standalone store there in Salt Lake City, so it's a good place to go. They're open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they are closed on Sunday. But if you want to check out some nice gear, they even have Venom there. They have all kinds of good stuff there. You guys want to check them out. They're a brand new sponsor, and we want to welcome them aboard.
Right on. So this has been another edition of the Funky Monkey. Go ahead, Fred.
I was going to say the same thing.
Go for it.
This has been another edition of Funky Monkey MMA. I'm Fred Rodriguez.
I'm Rob Meade, and we're out. Have a great night.
You're listening to Funky Monkey MMA. You're listening to Funky Monkey MMA.